Christ is the power and wisdom of God, and that power and wisdom is your own wonderful human imagination. There is only one cause of the experiences in your life: your imagination. In this video, I'll show you how to awaken the Christ within you and use your imagination to create the life you want, regardless of what's happening in the outside world. So let's talk about how people use or don't use this incredible power. So most people imagine passively about external events, and they end up sleepwalking, blaming the external events for why their life is the way that it is. They blame the external events for their internal experience. Now, this isn't to say there aren't any outside events that we have no control over, like banks raising interest rates, politics, inflation, and war, but they have nothing to do with your desires and how you choose to use your imagination. You get to choose how you experience those external events and what you imagine about them. For example, you can imagine the price of eggs as something that's going to bankrupt you, or you can imagine yourself to be someone who has the power to create the lifestyle and the wealth that you want. And what many people don't realize is it's not about what's happening out there, it's about the experience they're having within themselves. Many people feel hopeless because they haven't awakened their imagination. They haven't awakened the Christ within them. So you can passively imagine why life is hard, or you can awaken your imagination, awaken the Christ within you, and create the life you want to live. So another way of putting it is, instead of forsaking yourself and buying into what others imagined, start betting on yourself. Start placing your faith in your imagination. As Neville Goddard said, God is your own wonderful human imagination. There is no other God. So creating the life you want to live boils down to having faith in your imagination, or having faith with the Christ within you, which oftentimes is a lot easier said than done. So now I'll share a few ways with you that you can use to have more faith in your imagination and get to know the Christ within you so that you can manifest and live the life you know you came here to live. The first way you can do this is to practice presence. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, just be. Notice what's around you. What do you see? What do you hear? What are the smells around you? What do you feel? Whatever details that come into your awareness, just notice them. And what this does is it helps you get familiar with the stillness that's inside of you. Because it's easy to get lost in the noises of the world, whatever you see on the media or whatever people are gossiping about. In other words, it's easy to get lost in what other people have imagined, passively or otherwise. And being present gives you the opportunity to distance yourself from other people's imaginings, and it gives you the space to notice what you've been imagining, so that you can either keep imagining it if you like it, or imagine something else that aligns with your desires. And if you notice you've been imagining something that doesn't line up with your desires, that's perfectly fine. And if that is the case, celebrate. Noticing where you are is the first step to getting to where you want to be. Because like I said, being present gives you the space and awareness you need to move into your desired state of consciousness. In other words, when you're present, you create the space you need for your imagination to flourish. Now, the next thing you can do to awaken the Christ within yourself, or to awaken your imagination, is to practice patience. Because the answers you seek, or the people you want to bring into your life, or the opportunities might not come right away. But if you remain faithful to your imagination, your desires will come. And even though they may not come right away, I found that they often come a lot faster than you would expect. Another way of looking at it, and you've probably heard this before, is to think of your desires like seeds. You don't dig them up every day to check if they've grown. You plant them, water them, and trust the process. Your imagination is the water, and your patience or faith is the sunlight. Now, the third step is to practice practicing. Now, I don't just mean to practice with the tools that I share in these videos, or any other tools you use to get into your desired state of being, but also to find something you love and start practicing that. For example, I really enjoy making these videos. I love coming up with the thumbnails and editing and coming up with the ideas for the videos. And one thing I found while in the middle of working on a script or designing a thumbnail is that new desires will come to me, or desires I've had for a while start to become more defined. And to me, what this means is when you bring your full presence into something you love, you grow closer to the Christ within you. You become more familiar with using your imagination. And what this does is it allows you to float into your state of the wish fulfilled rather than trying to fight and struggle your way into it. So just be present, doing whatever gets you into that flow state. Notice what desires come up and accept them as they come. Accept them as true as each and every one desire comes up while you're in that flow state. And what this does is it helps you give life to more than one desire at a time. And it's important to give life to more than one desire at a time because the people who wait for the big win, like the large sum of money or the soulmate, they end up getting stuck waiting for just that one thing to happen. They end up betting on the one big thing that's going to change their life rather than betting on themselves and having faith in their imagination. Because it's not $1 million that's going to change your life, it's you. So awakening the Christ within you means awakening your imagination. It means taking control of how you experience life regardless of external events. So that's all I have for this video. If you got anything out of it, make sure you like and subscribe, and leave any questions or insights you have down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.